reading a story from ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I said GPT. GPT. It's called The Library of the Wind. The Library of the Wind. Okay. It's raining outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm trying to be quiet so you can hear some pitter patters. Pat, 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 pat. Anyways, let's get started. In a quiet valley, rested between two misty mountains, there was a village where time seemed to move a little slower. The air smelled faintly of lavender and pine, and the wind carried soft melodies. That no one could quite place, like the memory of a song you once knew but had long forgotten. At the edge of the village stood a peculiar building with walls made of pale stone and windows that gleamed like water. It was the Library of the Wind, a place not filled with books, but with breezes. Each breeze, villagers said, created a story, a feeling, or a forgotten moment from someone, somewhere. No one quite knew who built the library. It had simply always been there, its wooden doors slightly ajar, inviting anyone who wished to enter. The keeper of the library was an old woman named Alira. Her silver hair floated like smoke around her shoulders, and her voice was soft enough to soothe even the most restless child. Inside, the air shimmered with movement. Dozens of glass jars lined the wooden shelves, each sealed with a small cork and a handwritten label. The laughter of a boy in spring. A farewell beneath the apple tree. Hope at the edge of the sea. When someone felt lost or burdened or simply curious, they could visit Alira. She would listen quietly, nodding now and then, and eventually reach for one of the jars. With great care, she would uncork it, and the room would fill with sound, scent, and sensation. One summer afternoon, the traveler arrived in the village. He had been walking for weeks, trying to outrun something he couldn't name. The villagers welcomed him kindly, but he remained quiet, his eyes always on the horizon. It was an old man who finally said, "You should go see Alira." So the traveler climbed to the winding path to the library of the wind. Alira greeted him with a smile, offered him tea that tasted like chamomile and lemon, and asked no questions. After a while, she stood and picked a jar from a high shelf. This one, she said, is called Stillness at the Lake's Heart. She opened it. A soft, cool breeze stirred the air. The traveler closed his eyes. He could feel the sun warm on his skin. Hear the gentle lapping of water against a wooden boat. The far-off cry of a loon. A great, great quiet filled his chest. Not empty, but deep, like the space between stars. Tears slipped down his cheeks, though he wasn't sure why. When he opened his eyes, the lyra was still there, her hands slightly resting on the table. You don't need to understand it, she said. Some winds just know where to find you. The traveler stayed in the village for a while after that. He helped in the gardens, read poetry aloud at the inn, and learned how to weave baskets from the willow trees that lined the river. And every now and then, he would return to the library to listen, not for answers, but for peace.